Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some kind of weird and strange news to go and cover when it comes to one of the biggest internet celebrities, Mrbeast, and his overall friend group when it comes to the fact of one of the founding members of the channel itself has been getting some non-stop internet hate going on over here for the fact that they actually began, well, transitioning to become a woman and also like kind of promoting HRT and everything else in between, and people, well, are just very, very much not happy, and as well, the internet as a whole has been kind of going and blowing up on this. Like, we're seeing TikToks with millions of views, we're seeing hate TikToks everywhere, we're seeing tweets with like tens of millions of views and everything in between, and people are just, number one, concerned, but number two, like, it's just been all over the place. So we're gonna go talk about this, talk about the fact of Chris themselves actually like begun transitioning and everything else in between. So if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. For these types of videos, obviously make sure you guys are more chill in the comment section down below. Keep an open mind and just we'll talk about it, etc., etc. I'm not gonna chime in too much itself. Like, it's kind of like whatever they want to do. Doesn't really affect me at the end of the day, as long as they're happy. That's kind of like my usual go-to stance for most of this type of stuff. Or if, like, you know, if I never like this stuff, I just want to watch the content, you know, whatever it might be. But if you guys do leave it in the comments, just make sure you guys are tasteful down below. So in case you guys missed it, one of the founding members over here when it comes to the Mrbeast channel is called, or was called, Chris. I don't think they have a different new name as of right this second, just knowing that they actually want to go transition. And as of right now, there's been a lot of really big publicity when it comes to them kind of coming out and announcing their transition and everything else in between. Now, this kind of actually stemmed to a lot more drama because this is just like internet, like somewhat little bit of kids, somewhat of like just people in general. Some people are a little bit more parasocial. There's this one guy, Carl, who you either have a very polarizing effect. He was a little bit more on like the flamboyant side, which is totally fine, you know, whatever for me. I don't care. I'm always on the, as long as you're not bothering anyone or affecting anyone type vibe, do whatever you want, never gonna judge you. But when it comes to them, you know, they would be painting nails, they'd be on top of stuff, you know, be a little more in the fashion sense, you know, soft boy aesthetic, whatever you want to be. And people kept on saying like he is a meme, or maybe not a meme, depending, saying that he kind of like ruined the channel, has a Carl effect or whatever. And then I kind of listened to this guy right over here, Chris. As of currently, I believe they are more so, you know, transitioning as well. I'm just not sure if they like are fully switching their names or the pronouns or whatever, so don't take any offense on me. You know, if you guys, it's all that type of stuff. I don't think they have a different name as of yet, the second two either way. But when it comes to that stuff, essentially they're using this as like the Carl effect, and they're kind of ruining the channel and all of that. And that's kind of where this huge controversy has kind of been coming over here, because fans are not happy, people who watch the content are not happy, and essentially people are trying to go and say that the Mrbeast guy himself is somewhat locked into a really stressful corner where the content is maybe not necessarily what he's like okay with or familiar with, and people are kind of assuming that like just the whole channel is going to go fall apart, it's going to fall off, and everything else is kind of like, oh, their friends are falling apart, etc., etc. And that kind of goes and stems into right now from the transition, where the past like 6 months or so, people are talking about the Chris himself, where, or herself, I'm just not really sure the stage of the transition itself, whatever, so don't mind me on that one. But when it comes to that stuff, is that they were married at the time. They had a wife, they had a kid. So a lot of folks are saying like, what is going on? What is happening? Like, how can you even let this go and happen? And also that like the Mrbeast guy is very, very stressed out or whatever. Like a lot of parasocial stuff that you don't really have to dive too much into. I'm sure if they're all friends in a room and they're chilling or whatever, I think it hopefully would be fine. I'm sure most people don't care. Either way, it's a very touchy subject, so I'm kind of like very, you know, very like just trying to be careful as I'm discussing this. So hopefully like don't yell at me, don't cancel me or whatever. But it's crazy because a lot of people over and over and over again have been making TikToks in discussing all this type of stuff, and basically people kind of memeing on top of this stuff, saying like Mrbeast, like his old Mrbeast, the edgy Mrbeast is returning, where it's like statements from like these threads over here, or like kind of like say like if they want to like try to sit next to each other on the couch, that people would be like uncomfortable or whatever, and they're kind of scooting away from him. And the memes have been going crazy. Like people are over here kind of basically saying like what is happening to this, like, you know, to Chris, his son, his family, everything else in between, like for Mrbeast, etc., etc. And it's just all over the place. There is thousands upon thousands of comments. Like, here's like a thing of him like even like kissing his kid, him putting on like shoes for his kids, etc., etc. And apparently just everything, no matter what. This kind of goes and stems back to Mrbeast in general, like literally giving someone a car and the whole internet just exploding and going and be like, what on earth is happening over here? But like, bro, like people are like literally going to this guy's kid on top of this. I'm just gonna say kid because I think he's still at this point. Like I think he's a he, him. At least at this point. I could be completely wrong. I'm not sure. I just haven't looked into it. So please don't cancel me. I'm so hard to be respectful here. I never heard cheap before. Just trying to talk about the news because it's a crazy topic nonetheless. But like there's even things where like he's like, hey, I posted this on my Snap and saw some pretty rude comments. Say anything you want about me, I don't care, but anything about my kid will be an immediate block. And then people are like, they ruined like the family, they ruined like the kid and everything else, and people are just going nutty. You can even go through the comments too as as well, man. With like Chris went from a W to an L, a common L Chris. Old Chris would bully the new Chris. Extremely common Chris L. It's not really Tucker's fault because he's young, but Chris is messed up. I support Chris, but don't do that to the kid, man. Don't bring Tucker into this. He's just a little kid. No way he wanted to wear those on his own. I'm happy for Chris, but don't hit on the kid. It's too new low. And I agree on this. Like, I feel bad because literally the kid himself, like the person's family, like his ex-wife, are all kind of getting roped into some crazy drama because everyone's just like, what is going on here? Now, once again, like I'm one of those folks who if they want to transition or you want to do whatever, as long as it's not hurting anyone, you're doing it for your own self, I support it. Go for it. Like, I'm never going to stop anyone for that one. If I didn't like content, I just click out of it, wouldn't care, whatever. That's totally fine. But for this, it's crazy because the whole internet everywhere. It's like basically like the really big split right down the middle where a lot of folks are like, this guy is crazy now, or he's on some crazy thing, or his whole family's falling apart. And on the reverse side, some people are like, yo, support him. That's what they want to do. Like, I'm in the middle where I just don't care. It's a content creator. Their life does not affect me in the slightest. It's kind of like having my blank line over there. But the internet is going insane. Literally, if you go on any of these types of things, if you look at any of these types of videos too as well, even like this, why he had literally everything. Why would he throw it away? And they go and have like stuff with the family and everything. They even have hashtag family. They have hashtag Easter. They had to refresh it too as well for the page. But like you see this type of stuff. It's like his life was perfect. And then they have all like the friends over there and they go and show like the highlights of the family, etc. Now, I don't like I said, I don't know the person, I don't have to blindly defend him, but I feel horrible because this person is like going through probably a divorce, probably a separation, has a kid, and there's millions upon millions of comments literally everywhere. Now, that's hard. As a content creator myself, that is hard to deal with. Like, this is what they truly want, and you see all these comments everywhere. Bro, that is, like, look at this. Devil, what have you done with this young man? Petition to not have him on these videos. Man drank too much Bud Light. The Carl effect, like I was trying to tell you guys. He had a beautiful wife, and Sonny just ruined it for, like, nothing. So his wife is single, he fumbled, but I'm gonna win. Told his wife we wanted to match her. The agenda be getting to people. Imagine what she's going through. And just every comment, like, you're seeing all these comments nonstop of just, like, every minute there's just something going else over here, too. It's nuts. So like I said, I mean, if someone wants to do that in their life, I'm not going to stop them, can't judge them. I just wish everyone the best. That's how I think it should be, you know? But when it comes to people, when it comes to like, watching the content and consuming the content, they might have a say in this where they just don't like it, or they don't maybe have the same political views or whatever views on it. So the internet's been kind of going having a crazy, crazy storm. And it's just nuts. It's really, really nuts to go and see on just how polarized this is. Because in theory, he is like a pretty more, like he may not himself be Mrbeast, but he is also a very popular, like association of the channel itself. Like they've been there from the start. There's over 100 million subs on the main channel alone. And those are all people who are probably familiar with him because he's been in like most of the videos nonetheless. And just everyone is just what is happening, what's going on, and all this going on here. So like they're like, we want old Chris. Miss the old Mrbeast characters. Old Chris would bully this. He has a son. And it just shows that the internet is just does not support this in the slightest. So that's why I try to keep on saying myself, like if that's what they want to do and they firmly believe this and that's what how they want to go manage their life, I mean, I support it. I'll go against the popular grain. Like there's like thousands upon thousands of comments on the Twitter, on TikTok, and maybe even this YouTube channel. I don't know. But like if that's what he wants and that's what he wants to transition to, and like he wants to start HRT and go and transition to being a woman, I can't stop him. Like it doesn't. As long as like they're funny, I would still watch their content. As long as it wasn't polarizing, I wouldn't really care at the end of the day. But it's just crazy to go and see on how much internet hate there is on almost every one of these comments. Everything. Like almost if you scroll through these, there's almost no supportive comments, none to mad. It's just ridiculous on how everything out here, like it's actually ridiculous on just how much hate there is regardless. Even looking through some like the actual videos themselves, like the more recent like playing videos where they actually make a showcase on this and showcase up the characters, it just goes to show that people are like, bro, like what happened to the crew? What happened to the OG squad? What happened to everything else out here? Or like I said, even up on these actual YouTube streams, a lot of people are like, what's happening with all these people? What's happening like the class? What's going on with literally everything? So, bro, the internet's a scary place. Like, I don't even think I can even go and do too much, like, other comments, too, in the first place, because it's just, I myself wouldn't want to get canceled if someone would be like, bro, what's happening? But it's insane because, like, I think this is one of the first times I think people are saying that the Mrbeast channel is really losing subscribers, that people are just upset. I always seen this in the news everywhere, and I think it's, like, a bigger discussion known to man. Now, I think the Chris person themselves literally said they did enjoy the fact that they were able to go bring attention towards this and bring attention towards, like, trans rights and HRT, which I think is good. I think people out there, like, need that representation. I think that's dope that if they want to be on top of it, they can. But at the same time, I don't think myself I'd be able to go and handle all this hate, all this attention, all this everything on my calls. I'd be so afraid. I'd be probably crying reading all these comments. But I'm a little more of a soft boy myself. So it's ridiculous. So give me your thoughts and comments. Hopefully I didn't step on any toes. I try not to in this video. It's just kind of crazy news to see on how much the internet's exploded on just Mrbeast the past few weeks, on him just trying to be nice, on the brand, and also even like these big mainstay characters who have been there from the beginning, who a lot of folks are just like, what is happening, what's going on, and how this even happened in the first place. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Be respectful, be chill, be cool, whatever. And at the same time, just geez, I would not want to read these comments myself. Jesus Christ, dude, TikTok goes hard. Go subscribe if you guys want to. Leave a like if you guys want to. Twitter and Twitch stream down below, and all the Amazon links too. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.